Welcome everybody to this video clip about the research results from the Light in Europe project on lifelong learning, innovation, growth and human capital tracks in Europe. My name is Simon Wiederhold. In this video I will show you that higher cognitive skills of the population also translate to a better macroeconomic performance of the economy as a whole. From a theoretical perspective, human capital can spur long-run economic growth by increasing aggregate productivity and by helping to generate and diffuse innovations which bring technological progress. Empirical evidence strongly supports these theoretical considerations. At the country level, human capital is indeed one, if not the most, important determinant of economic growth. If measured by the skills actually learned, the human capital of its population is very closely linked to a nation's long-run growth rate. This graph plots countries' average annual rate of growth of real GDP per capita between 1960 and 2000 against the cognitive skills of their populations, obtained from the mathematics and science scores of various international student achievement tests. Each dot represents one individual country. The figure suggests that an increase in educational achievement by 50 PISA points translates into 1 percentage point higher rates of economic growth over the whole 40-year period. In fact, such a simple model that also controls for the initial level of a country's economic development can account for about 3/4 of the total cross-country variation in economic growth over the past 40 years. However, one key challenge concerns the measurement of human capital. Almost all studies that compare returns to human capital across countries use years of schooling as a proxy for an individual's stock of human capital. But is it really the number of years spent in school that drive economic growth? This figure is similar to the previous one, with cognitive skills being replaced by the average number of years of schooling in a country. It is directly visible that countries with higher school attainment have higher long-run growth rates than countries with lower school attainment. However, once we also account for the level of cognitive skills in a country, the estimated relationship between years of schooling and GDP growth approaches zero, as shown by the flat line in the picture. There is still a very strong positive relationship between cognitive skills and subsequent growth, even when conditioning on years of schooling. This does not mean that years of schooling do not contribute to economic growth. The evidence rather suggests that school attainment has no independent effect over and above its impact on cognitive skills. In other words, it is the skills of the population and not the number of years spent in school that drive economic growth. Given the crucial importance of cognitive skills for future prosperity, the EU policy agenda should particularly focus on educational outcomes rather than inputs or attainment. Given that most of the skill foundation seems to be laid during youth, policymakers should place a particular focus on schools and high-quality early childhood education. However, continuing structural and technological change of the economies clearly asks for skill adaptation and a process of lifelong learning after school. This puts the focus on lifelong learning policies that ensure that skills are effectively retained and used. For more details on the relationship between cognitive skills and macroeconomic performance, please have a look at our report titled Macroeconomic Growth and Lifelong Learning. You can download this report on our website LLLight'inEurope.com. Thank you very much for your interest.